What's happening, everybody? We're out in the backyard today. I'm doing a little bit of surveying to see what all we can do. Right now, my father-in-law Eddie and I, currently we have these fruit trees I spoke about in a previous video. At the base of the trees, there was like a lot of overgrowth over the winter months, and so right now we're just clearing that stuff out, and I'm checking all of the sprinkler heads that we've installed to make sure that they're free of any debris. So right now I'm going to do that real quick, and then I'm going to take a look at an area that we're considering as putting a raised garden bed that was inspired by, well, first and foremost, my mother. She's a big-time gardener, my mother and my father. They're both big-time gardeners. But recently, YouTubers Wallace Life and Nene&Joey, if you haven't been to any of their channels, I'll put their links in the description box below. But they're into gardening too, and I've been getting some inspiration from watching them do their thing. So we have some space out here in the backyard to do something, so we're gonna do that. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go in and help my father-in-law clear the base of these trees, and I'm gonna check these sprinkler heads. So I'll just do that for a second, and then I'll show you guys where we plan on putting our raised overhead, and in future videos you'll watch how we construct that. All right. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see this clearly, but this is an example of one of the, I don't know if you can see this, but this is an example of one of the damaged watering heads. I don't know what to call it, nipples or whatever. But as you can tell this is from the last season, it's like clogged with dirt and sand and all these other little things. But anyway, this is a brand new one. It's supposed to have this little cap that distributes the water in a 360-degree pattern. So I'm just going around and I'm going to replace any of them that look damaged or whatnot, all right? So yeah, changing out these heads are pretty fairly simple. All I do is pull out the old one. I'm just using this cutter because I had it laying around. You could just use a scissors or a knife, sharp knife. These are some PVC cutters. So just make sure you have a clean cut there. Get the new one. And you just twist it over that. Get a nice clean thing. I'll take this off. You adjust the water flow by closing and opening up this little cap here. And you just find a nice little area to push it in the ground. And I'll check the same thing on the other side. The other side looks good. So just make sure that it's free from any debris. Yeah, that looks good. I'll just move it over here a little bit. Yeah, so if you're wondering like what's up with all the wood bracing on on this particular tree, I think I explained it in a previous video. But last September when Hurricane Irma hit, this tree was laying flat on the ground. These roots on this side was actually exposed, and Eddie and I, we used our minivan to tie a chain around it and pull it as much as possible without breaking any of the roots. And I just used some pieces of wood that I had laying around to prop it up, and it's been holding itself pretty well. So, you know, all these. What is this? All right. Okay. So yeah, this is a little valve that I had installed some time ago when I did that last video, and this is just broke down into 2 zones. Right now I'm only using 1 zone. So and I'm just going to test it to make sure all the valves are free and clear and running right. So I'm just going to do a quick a manual. And I'll just let it run for 5 minutes. And it should start. You should hear it. Listen carefully. All right. So yeah, guys. So this is pretty much how it's set up. These pipes is a series of underground pipes that that we got running underground here to the well, and these are some of the heads that I've replaced, and you can see that it does it in a nice little even 360 degree pattern on both sides. And I'll do this in these spring and summer months. I'll probably do this watering about twice a day for an hour at a time, because these trees really need water. And out here in Florida we do get some drought weather and some very dry weather. So and then I think I'll also put down some fertilizer, not close to the root system, but around, like maybe about 3 or 4 feet around the base of the tree, so it gets some fertilizer. And that's pretty much it for this these fruit trees. These fruit trees have been here for a while. So yeah. So yeah, guys, so that should take care of the fruit trees. The fruit trees, just to give you some perspective, the fruit trees are in the back there. It's about maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 feet away from this rear facing wall of the house. But what I was mentioning before is a raised garden bed, and what Jojo and I talked about, we discussed, is this little area right here. What we plan on doing is putting up a raised garden bed for Jojo to use. Any of our residents, they can use it. And as you can see, we get a fairly good amount of sunlight here throughout the day. Let's see, this is that way is directly north. This way is south, of course, east, west. So you know, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So pretty much we get this, you know, this whole area is covered. Anyway, so what I plan on doing is right now we have, like I told you guys before, I really need to do something about the lawn. However, for this little area, I'm going to dig up all the sod, all the grass in this little area, this little corner of the yard, and I'm going to replace it with I forget what it's called, but it's like a rollout. You know, you roll something out that prevents weeds from growing through it, and then I'm going to kind of do what treatment that we did up front. I'm going to put gravel or pebbles, you know, river pebbles, in this entire area, just maybe a 2 or 3 inch deep thing, and this way that will prevent any undergrowth from growing. This way I don't have to worry about coming in here with the weed whacker and stuff like that. And if I did have to spray some weed control, I could just spray it in a few spots where it's growing, and it's not going to affect the garden in any way. You know, of course I'll be using organic methods, and the beds will be raised. So so if you guys are wondering, these two windows, that's our master bedroom. And the area here is, let's see, just a rough estimate, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So we're looking at about 7 or 8 feet this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 19. So about 20. So we're looking at about 8 by 20. And you know, we'll have some you know, some raised planters all around, and I'll probably put some pavement stones that we could walk on the gravel or whatever. You know, just decorate it nicely. And of course I'll put an automatic watering system similar to what I have on the well, or actually I'll probably do that as zone 2 and run a pipe underground here, and wherever the planters are, you know, I'll just have that going through the planters with the same treatment that I showed you that I was replacing at the base of these trees. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time. This is just one of the plans I'll be working on this spring amongst other projects. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted with videos, and like I said, if you like this video, you know, please like it and subscribe to my channel and hit those alert buttons and stop by, you know, just to, you know, catch up on what we've been doing. And please leave any comments, any advice. For those of you that have that green thumb, if you see something that I might be doing wrong or incorrectly, you know, wrong or whatever, you know, please leave a comment, and we'll definitely take that into consideration and probably implement it, because this is our first time really setting up the whole raised planter thing, you know, or raised garden thing. So, but I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks again for stopping by. Once again, my name is Omar, and you know, like always, live life with love, peace, and happiness. You guys take care. Bye.